Here we're working with Plant-B17. So upon inspection, you will notice down here we have a pitcher that is crowded out. Do you see this? So needless to say, this was missed for quite some time now, and it's wedged itself against the pot and it's deformed. So there's really no well, it has a really long petiole connecting it to the stem, so there could be a chance that it can puff up as it grows. So I'm gonna give it a chance because there is space here for the pitcher to develop. And then looking into this area, I do notice all of these growth here. These are just juveniles. And you have one nice looking pitcher over here. I'll leave the juveniles for now because they're not in the way. Now, you may notice this pitcher here is actually blocking a growing tip. Do you see that? Here's the growing tip. Now, the Bubble Giant, unlike the typical Cephalotus, do not develop runners. What I mean by that is, when you're growing the typical Cephalotus, you may notice at the edge of the pots or out the drainage holes, plantlets would pop up. That's through their underground stem or runners, whatever you want to call it. But with this plant, they don't produce runners, they clump. And this is a very good example of the clumping. Now, if I left this pitcher here, it's going to block everything that's growing underneath. And it's not gonna look good. So the choice is either leave the pitcher, block it out, or find a way to move the pitcher aside and let the new crowns develop. I'll have to think about that, but for now, just leave it. And then here, let me see, same situation. We have to, and also remember, we do not want a bunch of crowns growing, multiple points, because what you'll end up with is a bunch of pitchers with diminished size. Because, you know, after all, if you are growing a giant form, you want to exhibit the plant in its full glory, and that's with monster pitchers. And that is the entire goal of what I'm doing here with this careful maintenance. Here's one that's forming. I wonder how long its stem is. So this one here should go on this side. And that one come back here, so see, a lot of room. This one down here, how long is the stem? Let me see if I can pull it out. Ah, I can. So there. So there's another one. There is one little one growing behind. That's not going to do well, so I'm going to just remove it. And then as we look over here, there's another one that's kind of hidden. What is it blocking? It is blocking. So it is growing from another growing point. So this plant has multiple growing points. Now in cultivation, you know what, this picture is just ugly. But you know what, I'll give it a chance. Everybody deserves a chance. Okay, so this one, okay, don't know if you guys can see this, but here is another little tiny growing point developing down there. You don't see it. Okay. Flashlight to the rescue. Alrighty then. Now you can see the tiny new growing point at the bottom. Right there. So what I will do is, you see this picture in here? This one? It is all covered up, not having real function. So let me see if I can trace it back to where it actually originates, to see if I can remove the whole thing. I can see where it originates. It's originating from another growing point. So let's see. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I was able to maneuver it into a good position, so I'll leave it alone. So as you can see, I do try to preserve as many pictures as possible. Not a sadist. I don't just remove everything. But this one, are you blocking anybody? Let me see. Oh yes, you are. So this one I will remove. Or should I remove the growing points? Let me see. See here. Yeah, I'll remove this. So after much deliberation, here we go. Now they can breathe. I can breathe. Okay, there we go. So they have a point here. See, now you can clearly see there's a whole group of growing tips here. So I'm going to move this picture to the side. So now, and this one, let me see, okay, here. Decisions. Okay. There we go. Here's a good snug home. But then I will remove this one because this is just getting in the way. There's no point. Okay, so now we made room for the new crowns to develop. So let me take a look here. This one is okay where it is. Alright, and here, are you interfering with anything? Yes, you are. So I'll go ahead and remove you. So you can see here is what it was blocking. So give this an opportunity to grow and see what it does. Oh, actually, I don't think so, because this one grew out this way, it twists around this picture and it's growing out this way, so it's kind of wonky. Let me go ahead and remove it piece by piece. So where does this originate? So I'll just cut it right here, cut it here. Okay. This is a perfect example of why I cut the pictures off and not try to trace it back. Do you notice? I cut the wrong one. And this one connects to the main stem, and this here connects to the main stem, and this one is actually to this picture. So thank goodness I didn't cut that. So this is how precarious it is when you're trying to remove pictures that are not right. So this stem that you see me holding on to right now, I'm gonna leave it alone and let it turn yellow. So it'll pop off by itself later. So for this plant, I think I've done enough damage for the day. Which is a shame. So just so I don't confuse things anymore, this here needs to go. Okay. And then this here, I'll just let it brown a little. Alright, and that's it. So now you can see why you really have to take your time if you're working with your plants. And I see a picture in here. It's not going to do anything, so I'll go ahead and remove it as well. So this plant right here. Or maybe I can maneuver it. Is it blocking anybody? No. Maneuver it over here. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay. This one. Okay, this one I am. Can I maneuver it? There we go. Okay, so we preserved quite a bit of material. And now let's feed it. So I'm going to feed these picture here, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay. And I'm going to feed these two big ones as well. And I'll just leave the rest alone. And again, what I'm feeding them is a diluted C-Max fertilizer with kelp extract. And it's very dilute. And when you see me using 2 syringes, one is the solution, the other one is just plain water, which further dilutes it. This way, the pitchers will not suddenly collapse on you. Alright, so that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comments. Have a good day.